Update: my husband planned an affair on the trip I planned and paid for. Original post. Hi everyone. I've been reading these stories for years. I never thought I'd be the one to post. I'm sorry for the too long message. It's harder than I thought to edit, and I don't want to sanitize my words with ChatGPT. I'm 32 and my husband is 36. We've been married 2 years and together 9. And up until yesterday, I thought we were genuinely happy together. A bit of context: we have this thing where I change my name to random things on his phone every few months. They're always funny and over the top. The last one was something like Perfect Human Form. It's just a joke that's gone on for a few years. So, yesterday, he was in the shower and his work phone was out, so I changed my name in his contacts. As I did so, a Snapchat notification came through with an image and the name of a woman he knew back home. He's from another country and moved here, UK, around 10 years ago. Since this was his work phone, it was really weird, so I clicked on it. It opened into a 5-day streak chat with this woman, with seriously crude texts, photos of both of them, not the face, and them planning to meet up when he goes back, dates, times, locations, everything. She was even planning on taking a sick day from work. One of his pics was taken in our bed, with me in the house. He is booked to go back for a few weeks at the end of November to see a very sick relative. I paid for his flights so he could see them before they passed. I had a panic attack, and he walked out of the shower to see me hyperventilating. I asked him why and how could he. He said it was only talking and that he'd been feeling neglected recently. I asked how, and he said work was stressful and he just wanted someone who wanted him for him and that he doesn't feel like he's ever enough for me. I had no idea. He hasn't mentioned anything, and nothing has changed. A few years ago, I think 3 to 4, when we first moved into our house, he shared that he sometimes didn't feel enough for me. We went to counseling and worked through it. A major effort was made on both of our sides and I thought we had resolved it. The thing is, I know I can be hard work. I'm closer to type A than type B. I'm pretty successful career-wise, and not massively touchy-feely. But I'm not closed off and have never given a crap about his job or anything like that. I even supported him for 2 years when he took a career break to try and become an actor. He hasn't even paid towards the mortgage in 4 years because I didn't want him to feel dependent on me or stretch his pay too thin. I don't know why I'm posting or what I expect from this. I just don't know what to do. I've kicked him out for now, but there are major logistics to deal with as I work away and we have 2 dogs. How do I navigate this? I absolutely consider this as cheating. How can I make sure I don't let myself forgive him? He's been my life for almost 10 years, I've supported him in every way. Can I end it for a week of messages? How can I not end it after that? Sorry for all the questions, and I know this post will sit unanswered in the millions of other I'm so surprised he cheated stories, but within 24 hours, my happy, hard-earned life is in flames, and I'm staring at the wreckage. Reading the top comments before the update. I would cancel his flight ticket for sure. He is feeling down but not doing anything about it. He is planning to F someone else because his ego was stroked. What about your love and devotion? Yeah. It's difficult, but you can do it. And even if you don't divorce him, think about the fact that he actually needs to prove that he is sorry about what he did, and not just because he was caught. If there is no explanation, the trust will not go back to what it was. It happened to me with my husband. Even now after 7 years, I don't know why he cheated. I don't trust him, and we regularly argue about anything. It's been 15 years for me, and he didn't even cheat, just fell in love with someone else. I know now I will never get over it, ever. I'm planning my exit for when my youngest goes to college in 2 years. I now wish I would have just left back then. I could have, I just didn't want to. Sometimes there is no fixing things, as much as you might want to. I learned that the hard way, and it has cost me a lot of time. I know you love him, you must love him, given everything you are doing for your relationship. But I personally feel that your relationship is one-sided, and that you are a building block or a mother to him rather than a life partner, and that there is something fundamentally wrong with him. He is insecure. He has always been insecure. He's never lived up to his potential, and that's why he feels he will never be good enough for you. You will never understand it because you're thinking, you are good enough, otherwise I wouldn't be here, but there's a deep issue in his psyche that takes years of intensive therapy to overcome. Plus the way he has gone about cheating is so strategic, calculated, and borderline sociopathic, given that his relative is so sick. And this is where his mind is. Leave him. Don't ever go back. Figure out the logistics with your dogs and life situation. Book the therapy sessions and don't ever let him come back in. Let him be where he wants to be. You are young, smart, and have a lot going for you. The last thing you need is a grown man-child who disrespects you and steals your joy. Update. Hi everyone. Almost 5 weeks later, and after how helpful so many of you have been, I wanted to give you an update. To start it off, many of you said that he'd been cheating for longer or had done so before. You were right. I originally believed that he'd been cheating for a week, but due to a particularly noticeable carpet in the hotel room one of the depicts was taken in, I found out it had been going on for at least a month. He of course denied it and lied when confronted, but that month included our 9-year anniversary and countless other events, so it was really useful to stop me blaming myself. He's still adamant that it's never happened before, and I do believe him, but that didn't stop me from taking an STI test just in case. All clean, thank goodness. He also admitted to lying about them having a previous relationship, and I caught him in another lie about Snapchat messages, so he stayed true to form. Since I kicked him out, we've only spoken twice. He left the dogs, so I guess they're my dogs now, and wants a percentage of my house. I can't speak for other countries, but in the UK, marriage for enough years entitles you to half of everything, regardless of who contributed what. Under advice from a lawyer, we're staying amicable so he only takes the agreed amount and leaves my pension, savings, etc., alone. On the dogs, I've got more dog sitters now, and I've agreed to let them stay with him while I'm away for work as long as he covers most of their costs. Outside of this, I did the usual. Changed the locks. Cancelled his flights. Threw out all his stuff on bin day. Had a full-blown breakdown as a crying drunk for a solid 7 days. I have great friends who are supportive, but he's the only family I have/had, so I've started seeing a therapist as well to help process and move forward. I'm taking this as an opportunity for a full reset and evaluation of what I want. So I'm trying to move jobs, sell my house and move closer to friends, get a load of dental work done that I've been putting off, throw in some injured dogs, and it's turned out to be a truly horrific month. Honestly, it's really sucked, but I'm rebuilding my life into something I choose, and it's getting easier week by week. Thank you all so much for your help and comments when I first posted. Seeing the overwhelming support, and the brutal comments, against both him and me, put everything into perspective and was enough to convince me I wasn't crazy or overthinking this. I'm massively grateful for the reality check. And don't worry, to all of you who called me a doormat, thanks for that. I won't be taking him back or allowing anyone else to take advantage of me like that again. May the force be with you, random Reddit strangers, and thank you again. You are actively doing something many people are incapable of. Throwing a big ol' middle finger to the sunken cost fallacy and restarting your life with the mission to seek out what you deserve, peace, kindness, and loyalty. And for that, I applaud you. You're a badass, OP, and I'll be right over here in this tiny corner of the internet cheering you on. Reset, what a great word for it. I always use renew, recreate, or new beginnings. They all mean giving yourself a second chance at realizing a new life full of possibilities, joy, happiness, legacy. To live the dreams you gave up for marriage. To dream again. I just wish more bullcrap would have the courage to take the steps you have, and not be abused by someone who is a proven cheater and adulterer. It is very hard and painful, that decision, but it only lasts for a short season. My decision to move on was over 40+ years ago, and I thank God that I made it. Not one regret. If you read these subs, you'll find almost no one regrets leaving a cheater. Many regret staying. Blessings, strength, and peace to you. I'm so curious, how has this been for him and how did he react? Was he sad? Trying to make it right? Heartbroken? Without remorse? Very, very sad. He spent the first few weeks feeling sorry for himself and in shock. He's stopped blaming anything except himself, I think due to the therapist, and he's going down the route of saying it was self-sabotage, depression and he needs to work on himself. This may all be true, and to be honest, I kinda think it is. But he hasn't tried to reconcile or even made much of an effort to fight. No begging to chat or turning up, no suggestion of couples counseling, etc. He just kind of rolled over and has been licking his wounds. Can he still get half the house even though he hasn't contributed anything in 4 years? Yeah. It's a law I generally agree with to protect stay-at-home parents. Apparently the law doesn't differentiate between that and someone who wanted to try acting. Next story. Update: my husband took his ex's side, kissed her and went to a bar with her despite me. Original post. This happened maybe last week, and I am still a little shaken up by it. I really need advice on what to do, how to fix this, what is right or wrong. So my husband's good friend was living with us over the summer. Since it will conceivably be the last summer he's going to be here, he often had friends and whatnot over to visit. Well, the night before he left, the friend invited over a ton of his friends and his sister, who also happens to be my husband's long-term ex-girlfriend. They were pretty serious, dated from when they were 15 to 19. She immediately starts acting like nothing has changed between them, like she's still his girlfriend. Behaving cutely, asking him to do things for her, etc. At one point, she's eating chicken wings. We ordered a ton of food, and despite this awkward mess, I hung around, and chokes a little on the spiciness. My husband offers her a paper towel, and she thanks her Sky Bear. This is when I ungraciously flip my crap. I tell her not to call him that and that she needs to leave right now. My husband immediately bridles and stands up for her. No, she doesn't. She's not going anywhere. I'm a little stunned. I have no idea what to say, but I back down, not wanting to push him. Okay, she doesn't have to leave, but I'm going. And it's weird that the person in this situation, who's the wife, has to leave. Fine. He retorts, and tells me he and his ex, and his friend, are all going to the bar. And no, I'm not invited. I leave and go to bed, but before they go, I head downstairs to use the bathroom and see him and his ex kissing. Mortified, I run back to bed. He joins me about 3 hours later, well past midnight. I ask him why he's acting the way he has been, and he admits he just didn't like me reacting so strongly against his ex, and that my tone irked him. We fell asleep, and I have no idea what to say or do. Apparently my irrational beachiness drove my husband to kiss his ex and go out with her to a bar for a few hours without me. Now what do I do? Edit: based on all of your reactions, it gave me the courage to confront my husband. I really don't know what to say. He was completely confused. He told me such an event never happened. He hasn't talked to his ex in years, much less kissed her, and he would never think inviting her over without consulting me would be okay. I texted his friend, and he didn't remember ever doing something like this either, inviting over a ton of people and sister. I even texted a person I remembered being invited. He kind of laughed and said he hadn't been over to her house in months. I texted him at the same time I was texting my husband's friend, so there was no way for them to collude. I am so scared. Reading the top comments before the update. Wait, what? What's up with that edit? Either you just dreamt all this, OP, or they are gaslighting you. Either way, I'm confused. I don't know, I'm really scared right now. Or, check the garbage for the old food containers. And how was the food paid for? If not cash, there's got to be a record somewhere. There's nothing there. There should have been a big mess from the party, but I can't find anything. I would have remembered cleaning up, and feeling pissed about it, but there's nothing but normal garbage from the week. There are no extra dishes left places. There are no leftovers, and there was a ton of food, like 3 pizzas and 5 boxes of wings, plus someone brought Chinese. And there was a ton of soda, and now I can't find any of it. The paper towels aren't even out of place. They're full, just like I left them. Oh Jesus, I am so scared right now. I swear to God I'm not crazy, I'm really not. If this is true, you should make your way to the nearest hospital as soon as possible, because you have a serious medical issue that needs to be addressed immediately. I'm going to talk to my husband. I think I need help. Very good idea. Is there anything you can check that couldn't be influenced by your husband? If he bought a bunch of food, can you check your bank statements for charges? Is there anything in the trash can? Think of people you remember being there. Then look them up on Facebook and Twitter. Did they post anything during or after the time frame that shows they were elsewhere? I've looked, there's no record anywhere of the party. I can actually remember the night it was supposed to have happened, and it couldn't have. The more I go through this, the less scared I am, the more I realize it couldn't have happened. My husband wants to take me to the doctor tomorrow. Edit 2, my husband came home. He was scared when he saw the mess I made. He thinks this is serious. He gave me an equil, and I am getting ready for bed. I am going to bed, there's nothing more to say tonight. Good night. Thank you. Goodbye. I am going to give him my phone. Update. Hey guys, great update. First, thank you all for your outpouring of love and support. I got on this morning and was overwhelmed by all your love, help, and compassion. You guys give me hope for humanity. And thanks to the a-hole who told me I was a crazy drama hoe, that my husband should dump me and get a restraining order. So, yesterday morning, my husband took me to the doctors, who asked me a lot of the questions you guys did. No, I didn't hit my head recently. No, I don't take recreational drugs. However, I have been feeling ill lately, so the night I had the dream/hallucinations, I had taken NyQuil and Benadryl to help me sleep and not drown in my own snot. Oh, and I also had a few hot toddies, so alcohol. Apparently, Benadryl has been known to cause weird reactions in perfectly normal people, such as vivid hallucinations or waking dreams. So instead of scheduling expensive tests, we chalked it up to weird drug interactions. I was told to come back if anything similar happened, and to get a primary care provider. Husband took me home and I slept. By the way, while I was freaking out and still hopped up on drugs, I did check the call records, and his ex's number wasn't on the call or text list. Edit. Yeah, guys, in retrospect, mixing two kinds of drugs that, apparently, never knew this, and thanks for telling me, because I wouldn't have known, do the same thing was really damn stupid. I won't be doing it again. Also probably never taking acetaminophen either, judging from some of your comments. Or alcohol. Also, I'm actually really relieved I'm not alone in the whole mind trip thing. I'm sorry for anyone who experienced what I did and doubted their own reality. I know it's a happy update, but please realize you got lucky. Make sure to stay off the alcohol when you take drugs of any kind, and don't take drugs after you've been drinking. It turned out fine this time, but you could have effed up a lot of crap by doing this. You need to reread/edit this a little bit. But yeah, seriously, medicine and alcohol don't mix. I have a weird chemical reaction if I mix one beer with Benadryl. Last time I completely blacked out for a day and turned into Mr. Hyde. Was swerving at other cars on the road for getting too close to my lane and had sex with girlfriend 3 times in one day. That's a lot for me. Pretty sure there were other testosterone-fueled incidents. All I really remember was having a conversation with my girlfriend at the time and saying I did what? A lot. First off, it's not only stupid, but life-threatening to take alcohol with such drugs. So stay off alcohol. If you can't, then don't take medications. Secondly, NyQuil plus Benadryl equals twice the dosage of what you should be taking. NyQuil has doxylamine succinate, antihistamine/hypnotic. Benadryl has diphenhydramine. Both drugs, taken at high doses, plus alcohol, will definitely result in weird dreams, hallucinations, altered mental state. Next time when taking medications, read the instructions and follow them. They aren't written just for text's sake, they want to make sure you don't die an easily preventable death from negligence and non-compliance.